Ray and I are here in Allentown, Pennsylvania with Tom Sage Sr., also known as Papa Sage, or some call him Senior or Papa. So how did you get the nickname Papa Sage?
I think Larry Brook eventually sort of gave it to me. Or there was a guy up in Buffalo that started calling me that. That was a friend of Tommy's.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was probably 20 years ago or so.
You've been Papa for 20 years.
I think so, yeah, 20 years, something like that. Yeah.
Well, at least you haven't graduated to Grandpappy.
No, not yet, not yet. We're trying not to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have many items in your collection, but what specifically drew you to mechanical banks?
Well, I don't know. I just sort of like mechanical banks. I always had bought them and really got rid of mostly all of them. Years ago, I sold a lot of them to Don Markey and different other guys. Never really kept any. And then about 20 some years ago, I guess it was, I just bought one at a sale in New Jersey, which was the Circus Bank. No, the Merry-Go-Round Bank. That was the first bank that I bought to keep.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first one I bought to keep. And I sent my daughter to the sale and told her just to buy it. Don't make a deal with anybody, just buy it. And I remember I was in Chicago at the time when she called me, or I called her, I don't remember. And she told me she paid $20,000 for it. I said, "Are you crazy?" Because I never thought it would bring $20,000, but at the time it did.
Did you see it before she paid the 20?
Yeah,
So you inspected it and everything?
Oh, I had gone and previewed the sale yet.
So, did you ever think that your collection would be what it is today when you started?
Not really, no. I just started buying them and I enjoyed them. I mean, I still enjoy them. I really didn't at this point even think of selling them. You know, it was just one of those things that I had two people pulling like a rubber band at me, and I decided to sell them, and that's pretty much the way it went.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're thrilled that you decided to choose RSL.
Well, I think you'll do the best job. That's the reason I did choose RSL. I think you will have the better buyers. I hope you do anyway. Let's put it that way.
We're going to try our best. I assure you that. We're going to produce a beautiful catalog for you.
I'm sure of that.
June 2nd will be the date.
Yes.
Yes, June 2nd, I heard that.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to it.
Of course.
How many banks do you have in your collection?
There'll be 180 banks.
Not many.
Yeah.
I knew you had a lot. I know you have a lot of color variations.
Well, there's some color variations and things like that. And so there'll be 180 in the sale. That's what will be in the sale.
What's your favorite bank?
Well, I think the Harley Quinn. I think the Girl Skipping Rope. You know, the Mikado.
So do you have a favorite bank?
Well, I like a lot of them.
That's a hard question, right?
A hard question. Some of my favorites are really in this case over here, which is the Girl Skipping Rope. The Harley Quinn is in the back corner there. That one back there. And push this one over. The Harley Quinn bank, which is quite rare. There's about maybe a half a dozen original ones known.
Oh my goodness.
This one is, this came out of a private house in Maryland, from what I understand. I got it from another collector.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all original.
Wow, even the detailing on the back here.
Yeah, the bank's never been cleaned. I mean, it probably needs a good little cleaning, but some people don't want them cleaned. And,
right.
And so that one I had never had cleaned. So that's one of my favorites.
At what point did you know you were destined to be in the business?
Oh, I don't know when I was destined to be in it, but then I started running ads, and then actually one of the first ads I ran, somebody from Bethlehem called me and had a great Ives transition set, which I didn't realize how good it was. And I went and looked at it. The guy said he didn't know what it was worth, and I said, well, I wasn't sure, so I tried to call a couple collectors who I knew and tried to describe it to them, but they didn't seem to know nothing, which I didn't realize that at the time. And I paid the guy $100 for the set, and it was a rare, very rare Ives set, which unfortunately I traded to a guy the next day and didn't realize how rare it was. And that sort of started me collecting at that point.
So after you bought that, who really influenced you along the way?
I don't know if anybody really influenced me. I just started on my own, and I just sort of got interested in the trains, and that's what it was. There was nobody in, because my parents were, my father was not involved in anything like that.
No one collected in the family?
No, nobody collected. Nobody collected.
Did you collect anything before that? Like, did you?
Well, yeah, when you're a kid, you collect all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I used to collect
too.
baseball cards, things like that. But of course, you know, when we moved, then those got thrown away. Who knows whatever happened to all that stuff? Sure, I used to collect, you know, maybe some stamps, some little coins, and a little of everything, you know. But nothing that ever amounted to anything, no. And but I always enjoyed collecting, so that was part of it.
Well, you've been in the toy business a long time. You want to tell people sort of how you got into the business?
Well, I don't know. I just started in trains, mainly in trains. What I started.
What year was that?
Actually, 60. Well, actually, I started buying some Lionel trains before that, and started collecting a little bit of modern trains, you know, or post-war.
Were you a runner? Did you run?
Oh yeah, I had a layout.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a layout. Well, I used to put a layout at Christmas time. So I used to have 4 4x8 on a layout. That's what I had, a 4x4. So it was an 8x16 layout. That's what I used to set up at Christmas time and run the stuff. And then around 1966, or yeah, 66, I ran into somebody who had called me, and I went to visit them, and I saw these standard gauge trains, which I had never seen before. We never had a lot of money when I was a kid. And I was amazed at the size of these things, and you know, and then I started getting in. I went to a first train show in 1966 in New Jersey, and I started with $20. That's what I started with.
Really?
Wow.
$20. You built everything off of $20.
Off of $20. That's what I started.
That's awesome.
Amazing what you can do.
And
So, what would you say that you are known for in the toy and bank world?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I guess the condition of stuff, I try and buy the best condition. I guess that's part of it. So that might be one of the things.
And again, I get back, I think you're one of the hardest working guys. You're working every day, every weekend.
Well, not like I used to. I mean,
Well,
I used to work a little harder, and now it's, well, first of all, you can't find as much. And of course, with internet and everything like that, I don't really get on the internet so much. I don't do that. It's just altogether different today than it was 10 years ago.
I mean, I've heard stories of Ray telling me that you'd get up every Saturday and Sunday at 4 or 5 in the morning to get to flea markets and things like that, or Sundays?
Sunday, not
Yes.
Saturday so much.
Or
Sundays I
Sundays.
do. And well, years ago, I used to get up, and go down at 4 o'clock. But again, you don't find nothing anymore, so now I go down at like 6:30 and have breakfast with a couple
That's every Sunday,
Well,
6 o'clock.
I go and have breakfast with a couple of guys and hope to find something. But
Who pays for breakfast?
we all buy our own. We all buy our own breakfast. No, we all buy our own breakfast.
Well, I've known you for
Sure.
a long time, and I've always said you're the hardest working guy in the business.
Well,
What keeps you going?
I just like this stuff. That's all I can. That's my passion, I guess. I still enjoy this stuff. I still enjoy collecting, and I've always enjoyed finding something new. That's really it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for future collectors?
Well, if you like something, I always tell everybody, I think if you should buy the best you can buy, best condition. The problem today is everything's so expensive. So with new collectors coming in, I think it's difficult for them. You know, for somebody to start in the business today, I think it's very hard because unless you have a lot of money,
Yeah.
Other than that, it's hard to start a business like this today. I mean, sure, you can get lucky and score a couple of good pieces by mistake, and that's always part of it. I mean, I know guys that have done that in the beginning, and along the way, you know, you always looked at that and said, gee, you know, if I could find one great piece. And you know, years ago you could, but today with the internet, eBay, all this stuff, it's difficult because everybody can find out about everything. That's the problem today.
I say, you know, we sell 10,000 items a year, and if I get one, maybe two great buys during the year, that's a good year.
Exactly.
You know, and it's very difficult.
Like I said, there's some good pieces that showed up in the last, you know, year. Like I said, I bought a great Markland airplane in a sale up in Beacon, New York, but they thought nothing of the piece. They thought it was worth $200, but somebody was on the phone. The guy from England was on the phone, and I ended up paying $29,000 for the piece. So that's the problem today.
I bet you were making some noise.
Well, I was not leaving without it, I can tell you that. So.
That's for sure, but even though it has changed, I mean, what an amazing collection you've been able to complete over the years.
Well, today I don't think it's pretty much virtually impossible. I mean, there's some collections that are bigger than mine, but today I think unless you have a lot of money, it'd be very hard to amass a collection today. I mean, really,
it takes significant wealth.
Plus, you can't find this stuff. That's the other reason. Even if you have a lot of money, you can't find some of the stuff. So,
we'll be able to find 180 mechanical banks on June 2nd.
That's true. That's true. You can find that.
Well, thank you for sitting down, and we've really enjoyed talking with you.
Oh,
and would you like to show us a couple of your banks?
Sure.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
The leapfrog. So you just push this one back like that, and then you push the lever, put the penny up here, and it leaps.
That's so cool.
It leaps over. It's called the leapfrog bank.
I love that one. Do you remember where you purchased this one?
Yes, this one here came from Sotheby's in New York.
Oh, wow, okay.
Or Christie's, I'm sorry, Christie's in New York. It was one of the sale. I think of the Seaman sale.
Okay.
When they had the Seaman sale way
89.
back. 89. That's when I bought this
1989.
one. And this one is pretty much in super nice original condition.
Yes, it's beautiful.
So this one came from the Seaman sale. I came from Don Markey. I came from Don Markey.
How do you remember all this?
I remember every one of them. I can tell you the prices even. This one came from Ronnie Van Ander, and the box came from Ronnie. This one here came from the old house in in Pottstown.
Okay.
And it's, of course, it's the biggest one I think you'll find. It's pretty much like brand new.
Beautiful.
Or robin bird's nest.
It's amazing that they could make banks like this back then, when they were actually
Well,
made.
today it'd be difficult to sell this type of stuff because today it's too many kids are too violent. They'd hit each other in the head and kill each other.
No, that's true.
That's why they can't sell stuff like this today.
Very true. Well, it's beautiful. I love the way you have it displayed, and I'm beyond impressed.
This is a little jewel. That's Little Red Riding Hood. And it's all original.
Oh my gosh.
That's all original. That came.
There's even a little wolf face there.
Yep. That's a killer.
Oh, beautiful.
I remember I gave him $11,500 for that when I bought it. I bought that in Atlantic City.
Roller skating? Where did that come from?
Roller skating, actually, that came from the boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that came from Davidson stuff.
Oh.
When they're, I guess Davidson was
Yeah.
upgrading. That came from Davidson's.
It'd be really very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Back when they were not quite as crazy as they are today.
They're a little expensive today.
Yes, I know. Well, that's good. That one came from Donald.
Nice circus.
Yeah, that came
Beautiful face on the
Yeah.
clown.
That came from Donald.
Very nice bank.
And the yellow peeps, it's a hard one to find. With the
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's a very rare bank. That actually came from Donald.
That was Donald too.
Yeah. That one actually showed up at Brimfield. That's where that came out of. Somebody found it at Brimfield and sold it to Donald, and I bought it from him at Brimfield.
So you're very unusual with the yellow
Or
birds.
the yellow peeps, yeah.
Very nice.
And the Kilby came from Donald, that's mint.
Yeah, that really is. Nice gold.
Mm-hmm. And the Humpty Dumpty up top there, that came from one of my pickers. He got it out of a private house. There's too many better than that one. That's pretty darn
Beautiful.
nice.
Yeah, really exquisite collection, Tom. A lot of very, very nice banks.
The U.S. and Spain, that came from Daniel.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Morphy.
Dan.
Danny. I bought that from Danny years ago.
Beautiful. Very good. Let's take a look at your Mikado over here, because this is one of my favorite banks.
Mikado, that came from the Henry sale. Well, you were
I was with you.
Yes, you were with me. That's
You were
right.
just lucky I had one.
Ah, see?
One of my favorite banks. Probably my favorite bank.
Really?
Well, for a rare bank, you know, if you take out like the common, like I've always been a speaking dog, Joan and the Whale. But for rare banks, I've always loved this bank.
Yeah, it's the only one I've ever had.
Only one. Never had another one, yeah.
Never had another one.
I've only had three.
Three, and that's the only one I've ever had.
It's an interesting bank you operated. It needs a large English coin, but he would actually do a shell game with you. You'll see the
I
coin
think I
and
might
it
have the English
disappears.
coin here. Could it be this big English coin like
It
this?
could be.
You mean like this one?
Shall we operate for the
There you
people?
go.
So the English coin goes in there. And then in the back, there's a lever. And you turn it. And it disappears. I don't know if you could see that, but no coin there. And, oh, wait, the coin's still there. Coin's still there.
Oh, there
Tom rigged this bank so that it doesn't take your coin. It's a great bank. I don't know. What's your prediction? What's going to be top bank? This or Harlequin?
I think the Harlequin.
I think Harlequin.
Joe, what do you think?
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think they're both going to be very close. Yeah, probably.
And the Harlequin is, I think that's...
I mean, those are going to be the top ones.
Well, the top
But
two.
which one's going to be the top? It's really going to depend on who wants what on that day.
That's true, I guess.
So that's very, very nice.
I don't think this is going to be too far behind either.
No, I don't
The
think.
merry-go-round is going to be very good. And there really hasn't been a nice Red Riding Hood on the market like this in
Long.
decades. Yeah, it's been a long, long time.
I mean, I figure that should do close to 100.
Yeah, I think so. That's really nice.
Donald cleaned that one.
Another one of my favorite. Probably my favorite of the small banks. Really nice. Beautiful chimpanzee.
There's your chimpanzee that you like so much.
I do. Very, very nice. It's a great color. And then another one, the Perfection. You don't see that too often. That's
No, actually, that one I bought I bought that at I think at Danny's sale. This was pretty darn nice.
Yeah.
Usually they're not that nice.
no.
The
Again.
the only bad thing, that little piece there. But other than that, it's a pretty darn nice Perfection.
Dorothy and Toto, the lion back here. Very, very pretty. Well, Tom, I thank you very much. I think it's going to be a fantastic sale.
I hope so.
I know you'll be there, and it should be a good day. Thanks, everyone.